Welcome back, y'all. Today we're celebrating the Feast of Unleavened Bread with a stack of pancakes that are so light and tender you won't believe there's no baking soda or powder in sight. Now I'm just showing you everything I'm using right here at the start, from that fresh vanilla bean to the lemon emulsion, but don't worry about scribbling it all down now. I've put all the measurements and a full list of ingredients in the description box below for you to grab later. Now I've already got 2 cups of all-purpose flour in the bowl, and to that I'm adding a half a cup of sugar and a half teaspoon of salt. I give that a good whisk to combine everything, and most importantly, break up any lump. We want a perfectly smooth base, so set that dry mix aside. Now, here's the secret to making the unleavened recipe feel like a cloud. We're separating 4 eggs, and the reason we do this is mechanical leavening. Since we aren't using chemical leaveners, we're going to rely on the air trapped in the egg whites to give us that lift. Now, be extremely careful not to get a single drop of your yolks in your whites. The fats in the yolks will prevent those whites from foaming up properly. I'm also adding a tiny squeeze of fresh lemon juice to the whites. The acid stabilizes the protein structure, helping them hold on to those air bubbles much longer. So go ahead and drop those yolks right into your flour mixture. For the whites, I'm using a hand blender to save some muscle, but a classic whisk and some elbow grease will get the job done too. You're looking for those beautiful stiff peaks. And then we set that to the side and we prep our liquids. I have 2 cups of milk here. I'm taking half the vanilla bean pie, splitting it open, and scraping those gorgeous beans right into the milk. If you don't have the fresh beans on hand, by all means, just use 2 teaspoons of vanilla extract. And to really punch up that citrus note, I'm adding a teaspoon of the lemon emulsion. Now you stir that right into your milk and vanilla, then pour that whole mixture in your dry ingredients. Mix it well until everything is good and combined. Now gently, and I mean gently, fold those whipped egg whites into your batter. This part is like folding in the breadth of your pancake. It's going to take a little time, but you fold it in until you no longer see any of the egg whites like floating on top of that batter. For our blueberries, I'm using a half a cup of frozen blueberries, and I tossed in about 3 tablespoons of extra flour. Coating them in the flour keeps them from sinking to the bottom or bleeding through the batter. So fold those in last, just until they're distributed. While I'm getting all of this incorporated, I want to hear from y'all. Does anybody else here celebrate the Feast of Unleavened Bread, or y'all just showed up for the yummy pancakes? But if you do, let me know in the comments how your week is going. And what's your favorite unleavened treat or dessert to make so far? I love watching videos and see how everybody honors the feast in their own kitchens. So this is how the mix is looking so far, and it'll thicken more as you let it sit to get your pan hot. So my pan is nice and hot. I added a little oil, and I'm going to add a little butter to that. And as the pancakes cook, you'll see that because of how we handle those eggs, the pancakes will stay really light and tender. And as they cook, watch how they puff up. Like, even without yeast or baking powder or baking soda, that air we whipped into the eggs is expanding and creating these beautiful airy pockets. It just goes to show that with a little technique, you don't have to sacrifice texture during this time. These come out so golden brown and delicate, and not too much on me about my little brown edges in the comments now. I know I almost burnt them, but I still got some good ones, and look how good they turned out. I'm topping mine with some homemade blueberry sauce, and when you cut into these, you'll see they aren't dense or gummy at all. They're actually lighter than some regular pancakes I've had. And it's the perfect, easy way to treat those cravings and stay within the guidelines for the feast. Now, if you enjoyed this recipe, make sure to hit that like button and subscribe for more kitchen tips and feast day inspiration. Let me know down in the comments, will you be giving this recipe a try? Enjoy your feast day if you're celebrating. Now, I done showed you how to make it. Better go on and make you some.